Action.
Hi guys, I'm Shanae और मैं हूँ साउथ दिल्ली में पहली बारी लिखी।
ये जो ज़्यादा साउथ दिल्ली की बनती है ना, जब शादियों में चाट पापड़ी का काउंटर लगता है ना, सबसे पहले जाके खड़ी होती है ये। माय सर पंकज माने लोटस, और लोटस जो होता है ना वो कीचड़ में खिलता है।
दिख रही है कि कीचड़ में खिली है। Anyway, सुनीता।
अरे बड़ी सुंदर है सुनीता। हेलो सुनीता।
Anyway guys, my name is Dolly and this is Ankush.
And we are part of the Island Creative Network.
And we make social media addiction worth it.
So hi guys, much like Ankush and Dolly, which are internal talent with ILN, we today have a team of over 100 such creators that work very closely with us over a range of content creation opportunities. In addition to that, we have partnered with over 100 to 150 influencers that work very closely with our network today. Again, around a range of content creation opportunities. Unlike other traditional influencer management companies, we tend to curate the people, the creators that work with us very closely. It's a very tightly knit community. So guys, hi. Really happy to come here at Tech. Thank you. This is my third time. Just as a quick introduction, I founded a company called Men's XP, which was acquired by Times. At Times, I've helped found a few more brands. IDEVA, we recently launched WhatSort, and I've helped reincarnate IndiaTimes.com. And we'll learn about some of these brands a little later. Sorry, this is just to get you sort of a flavor of the type of content we are doing. Oops.
Ain't gonna drop on who's up to y'all sister act. Y'all ain't really nothing new, I'm into that. Keep clapping the boom, that bitch is like step back in your room. Sub out, sub human, sub in your subconscious, sub high, sub lava, sub high, sub conscious. Stay away from kill shit talk. Other than trust, shit's like drugs. Stay away from kill shit talk. Other than trust, shit's like drugs. Kill shit talk. Kill shit talk.
So, while some of our brands are largely well known, Men's XP, IDEVA, India Times, and WhatSort are all sort of leaders in their category. ILN as a concentrated lifestyle network is a little unknown. So, let's try and change that today. Our network is essentially run in 4 parts. There is our brands and our IPs, a brand studio which works with some of the top 100 advertisers in the country. We recently launched our creator network called Hype, which works with influencers beyond our own exclusively managed creator network. And I recently launched Product Labs, which is tasked with creating over 20 of our own private labels, including a men's shaving brand, men's grooming brand called Mud for Men, women's cosmetics brand, so on and so forth. The network today reaches over 40 million unique users. It's the largest concentrated network built around lifestyle topics in the country. It's largely a social media-led network. We do close to 80 million social interactions, a combination of likes, shares, comments every month. All of our brands are leaders in their category. Men's XP with over 13-14 million unique users on a monthly basis. IDEVA, India Times, all continue to be the leaders in their category. And obviously the network on a daily basis reaches over 3 million daily active users.
गोकुल भैया गेट खोल दीजिए, मेरे फ्रेंड्स आए हैं। प्लीज गोकुल भैया, गोकुल भैया।
Core to our existence is the content that we create. Our videos is extremely viral. We do close to anywhere between 130 to 150 million video views every month. 100% of our content is original. In the last 12 months alone, we've created over 25 extremely popular shows. We're strategic partners in India with Facebook. Today, idea is to just show you some of the content and how we're leveraging some of the viral content that we're creating for our advertisers.
अरे मम्मी मुझे नहीं ज्वाइन करना यार, ये फैमिली व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप मत ऐड करो। मम्मी प्लीज, मम्मी नहीं।
So all of our brands are built for a millennial generation. And the only three principles which binds our entire story together is built around our audiences reading stories that matter to our generation, around videos that they love, and until recently, a new sort of pivot into our business is recommendations around stories which are shoppable. So essentially, the formats that we create with ILN are designed for this growing millennial generation who demand a little more from their online buying experience. These people are looking for recommendations and stories, and they want to fit or align their brand the ethos of the products that they are buying, and they're not just only looking for the convenience of shopping. And we're sort of trying to solve that as in a scalable way. Our content today creates demand on social media, on video, and we have some new age content formats which are really sort of getting noticed across the market. So, you're all aware of how Instagram has changed the landscape. It's led to a new realm of advertising. We're at the heart of that, and we'll also, through the course of this presentation, show you how we're leveraging, a similar sentiment on our own platforms as well.
मेरी स्किन एकदम अमेजिंग हो गई है, तो तुम भी खरीद लो, okay? Thank me.
So what is this? This is skincare made easy, grooming made easier, and you looking like the best version of yourself. This is the Men's XP Matte Box.
And another recent partnership with Coobs, wherein we helped launch one of the new collections. So I won't bore you with all the entire video, but essentially in the next 4 to 5 slides I'll show you how we're leveraging social media, how we're using video, and how we're creating shopping stories. And really sort of the intent of all of this is that we believe that the lines between the avenues of engagement, the places for engagement, and the places for commerce is really sort of converging. In this particular video, we're obviously going to see how social videos is driving large amounts, large volumes of not only conversions but also engagements for brands.
SDG what? Sound telling girl, मैं हमेशा पूछते और भूल जाते हो. Let's. पर इस ब्यूटी के ब्यूटी बॉक्स को शॉप करना मत भूलना. Savage भी, सुंदर भी, only on idiva.com.
In a recent partnership with Myntra, which got millions and millions of views only on Facebook, add to that a viewership across other OTT partners, Instagram, had over, in this particular case, over 30,000 shares and comments. They had over 30 to 35% brand mentions within the comment stream, and it's all obviously for us emerged as a new track for conversation and conversion, and it's something that brands are really associating us with. Even the messages that brands are looking to integrate is a fundamental part, an inherent part of the storylines. We'll just see.
Coco Bhaiya wears new chappals every month. Last month, I don't know what happened, and he wore some chappals from like Pitampura. And I was like, Coco Bhaiya, please, मैं आपको मिंत्रा से माइकल कॉर्स का चप्पल दिलाती हूँ, reputation है. अब गए कल avocados लेने माइकल कॉर्स के चप्पल.
We recently launched something called the iDiva Beauty Box as iDiva forayed into commerce. The iDiva Beauty Box is essentially a curated box of 11 products with some of the best beauty brands. And what we did with the launch of this article, with the launch of this product, is that we essentially reached out to a community through an article. The only difference is that our cart was integrated within the article. Today, all of our demand for e-commerce is driven only and purely through stories. One such article drove over 1,000 sales. In a similar experiment, the Men's XP Man Box, a curated box of some of the best internet-first grooming brands, leveraged IDVA's audience. The article which says 7 best Rakhi gifts for your brother drove almost, I think, hundreds of sales for sisters looking to buy something meaningful for their brothers. And obviously, the entire cart experience across the network is integrated. The Men's XP team is a wacky bunch. They decided that they're going to use one of their creators out here to dress up like Ranveer Singh and see if they could pull it off. This is a very interesting article for me, and it's very close to my heart because typically what happens is companies which take some time, fashion companies, fashion labels which take some time to get things off the ramp onto actually mass marketplaces. There is always a lag. I think articles like these bridge that gap. They bridge that gap because essentially people who are looking to up their style quotient, up their credibility with whatever they're looking to increase their credibility with. This article alone led to about 6,000 shares. I think it's about 3 or 4 days old and growing. It's already done organically over 1 million page views, and it's obviously giving way for consumers to access celebrity style directly from one integrated experience.
परिवारवाद चलता है। अब अपने मुन्ना को ही देख, काली भैया के नाम पे कितना फैलता है। अबे तुम आदमी हो रायता, पहले ही जा रहे हो। चौथी घोषणा, अंग्रेजी बोलने में लगेगा काला बन, मतलब बैन। अंग्रेजी ना बोलो तो इज्जत नहीं करते हैं, इसकी ऐसी की तैसी रफट्टर समझ रखा है क्या? माय अंग्रेजी इज माय अंग्रेजी, नॉन ऑफ योर अंग्रेजी। वैसे अनाउंसमेंट और भी है, ब्यूटी फिल्टर का इस्तेमाल पे भी लगेगा ताला बन। ब्यूटी फिल्टर यूज करके इंस्टाग्राम सभा में फेक वैलिडेशन जुटाने वाले हर लौंडे के मुंह में मैदा मार मार के सफेदी चिपकाएंगे, चौराहे पे खुद डिस्प्ले करेंगे हम। मिर्जापुर का हर लौंडा सीखेगा हाउ टू कीप इट रियल लाइक ओजेस। तो भैया आज की घोषणाएं सुन चुके हो, तो भैया हम चलते हैं, दुआ में याद रखना। थैंक यू। मिर्जापुर अरे भैया कहाँ चले, अभी प्रमोशन की घोषणा तो बाकी है। हम कह रहे थे देख लो ना, भूलिएगा मिर्जापुर सिर्फ और सिर्फ Amazon प्राइम वीडियो पर। So, hi guys, this is Vikas Massey. This format is extremely interesting, especially for digital first content companies, for OTTs who look at ILN for such integrations. Obviously, Mirzapur already has a fan following. This integration is as early as 2 weeks old. The conversions on sort of formats like this is something that we can discuss later. But Amazon Prime uses us as their preferred partner for such integrations. Today we are looking at we have a pipeline of over 30 such show launches in the next 15 months using a similar format. And my favorite one is, I'll just go back and give you some context. Print magazines in India, obviously the stats are out there, are declining in circulation. 4 months back, Men's XP started something called the digital cover. Now it's a very interesting format wherein you essentially take the social cachet which is left with print magazines and you do an online version of that. The digital cover essentially gets launched on Instagram by the celebrities. It's video and the stories are very, very interactive. What we did with some of these stories, or what we're looking to do with some of these stories, is that we're working with celebrities to essentially launch their private labels. For instance, if Tiger Shroff is looking to launch his own line of activewear, we will create a digital cover across our assets, potentially on Men's XP. The cover will garner millions of views, and the experience for that shop will be integrated into the digital cover story. In this particular scenario, you'll see the video we did with Sunny Leone.
I'm Sunny Leone. Everybody knows me. Or do they? Always happy and pretty and confident, walking the red carpet and posing for the camera. But it's the journey to that red carpet that makes us who we are. To the world, Sunny Leone is an icon. But if you ask me, Sunny Leone is a girl who believed in herself. This is me, guys. As real as it gets.
In the last 4 months, we've done similar integrations with KL Rahul. We have an influencer-led digital cover launch, and our sort of lineup for the next couple of months, you will start seeing similar such formats across Men's XP, IDEVA, and India Times. This is sort of, I think it's the second last slide. Essentially what I'm trying to draw is that there is a fundamental shift in consumer behavior today, as the lines between the typical roles of what social media is supposed to do and what commerce platforms are supposed to do, as they blur, brings along a lot of opportunity. In this scenario, you've seen Instagram's latest release, where brands can tag the products that they're selling and link it to any marketplace. Pinterest, built an entire business around that. But this is an avenue through which digital-first brands are being built today. Amazon Prime recently launched something called Spark. Spark is nothing but an Instagram-like feed, wherein they're trying to create a community of people around recommendations that people can eventually shop on Amazon. These aspects have given us a lot of opportunity. As a concentrated lifestyle network, our mission is only to concentrate on building brands that matter to this generation. We have a very, very strong community across 4 of our assets, and we're going to add a few more assets into this network. As building commerce businesses becomes more and more democratized, our recent foray into commerce has led to essentially trying to shatter the notions that you can't scale a content-led e-commerce business. And that's it. I think that's it for us right now. ILN is obviously a part of Times Internet. Again, AdTech, thank you so much. I think I did well for time. I have still 2.5 minutes left. So that's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Considering we still have 2 more minutes left, I'm just going to quickly check if we have any questions from the audience. Yes, sir, we do.
Angad, a very interesting presentation. Just one question. Since it's content and commerce related to the content, how much of creative control and what's the balance between the brand and your content, and what's the freedom that you get? Does the brand worry about what kind of creative freedoms you are taking, the context in which you're placing the brand?
It's a literally $1 million question. It's something that we face almost on a daily basis. I think it's eventually a function of what you're trying to create as a business model. At ILN, I think we pride ourselves in saying that we've had the opportunity to work with advertisers who understand our ethos and come to us with the intent of giving us freedom. You saw the video with Mirzapur. It's one of their most well-performing IPs. In that particular integration, the Mirzapur production team and the Amazon Prime team were completely okay on how we wanted to showcase their brand, their new IP. And I think more and more advertisers are becoming savvy with the fact that digital influencers like us are going to have their own narrative. And we are actually actively seeing that narrative being built out very, very easily today in the market. At the same time, you always have to push back. There are a set of advertisers who have their razor-sharp agendas, and we want to be respectful of them. But eventually, if they don't align with our ideology, we've had cases of where millions of dollars have been offered to us by, say, potentially a fairness cream and etc. But we've pushed back because it doesn't fit into our ideology. So I think it's a function of where you as a business want to draw the line.
Well, on that note, we'll call it a wrap. So let's do that with a round of applause. I'm so sorry, ma'am, we're out of time.